because Lithium America is going to be launching 55 million shares priced at $5 each so that they can raise $275 million. So it's bullish if they can raise it at that price, Pete. But I'm thinking that as many of these projects as these companies have the opportunity to pull lithium out of the ground, they might hold off on that a little bit. The demand just isn't there in the same way as it was in 21, 22, and 23.
And that chart says it all that was just up there, John, because this is a stock that's been absolutely crippled and just massively sold to the downside. By the way, huge short interest here as well. We're talking about 9%. I mean, take a look at that. It's pretty awful. It is very, very close. It might even have gotten to the 52-week lows. I'm not sure if it did or not, but I know it was getting very close early on, John. Also, incredible amount of turnover. Does make a lot of sense, but the turnover, 9 million in the first 90 minutes of the day. They only average about 3.6 million. So gives you a little bit of an idea of how attracted people are into this positioning. Now, the real key is with those shorts, when do they start to cover? Is there even a time where they say we're going to start covering some of this short? I'm not really sure right now. It should be pretty interesting. One of the biggest problems that they've also got, John, the cash burn is just extremely high. When you start to look within the company itself, there's a good reason why they're having to raise this money. It's also, a loan from the U.S. Department of Energy. There's a combination of a lot of things going on right now. This is a company where financially I'd be a little bit concerned. And quite frankly, if I was shorted, I might even wait a while longer, despite the fact that it's gotten hammered today, as you said, 30%. Getting hammered, it still might have room even to the downside from here.
Again, just doing what Pete and I do, folks. I pulled up a lithium carbonate futures contract to take a look at it, Pete. In October of 22, it was 60,000. Now that same contract is 11,000. So lithium has just been decimated. If you put any company that's tied to lithium against that, while it's good for the EV makers, if they had the same demand, again, supply and demand, if they had the same demand as they had back in 2022, this would be great because their big input is way down in cost. But instead, their main input being down like this isn't benefiting them because it's actually making it harder for them to raise money, Pete, which is why they're having to do it at $5 a share. If you take a look, folks, at LAC, let me see what 2-year number would be on that one, maybe. Lithium America 2 years ago, Pete, well, it's less than half of where it was 2 years ago. A fair amount less than half of that. So
Not good.